Hey, what's going on everyone? Dark Matter Editing here, bringing you another YouTube tutorial for Vegas Pro. So in today's tutorial, it's going to be focused more towards new learners and people that have never used Vegas before. So this tutorial is going to be pretty basic, but it is important concept to understand before going in and editing videos. So what we're going to do today is we have two clips in the video, and I'm going to show you how to set up a transition. I'm going to start with something easy and then move into something more advanced. So what we're going to do is we have a couple different videos here, two stock footage clips that I got online for free. And so I have a clip here on the left and a clip on the right. Now, in this video, the content of the clip isn't really important, but how we merge these clips together is what we're going to be focusing on. So I'm going to go ahead and start by clicking on the clip on the right, and I'm going to go ahead and bring it over to the left and drag it into the first clip. Now you'll notice on here that these are overlapping, and that's what you want. So this type of transition is where the starting point. So you'll notice that if I hit play, the clip on the left is gradually fading away into the clip on the right. And that's what we call a crossfade. The terminology is not as important as the concept, so don't get too wrapped up in that. But that's where you start your transition. So you'll also notice that the amount that the clip overlaps the other clip can vary as well. Now, simply put, the more of an overlap you have, the longer the transition will take. Now, so timing this right is going to be critical to getting the effect that is desired. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just make a smaller transition here. And then what we're going to talk about is, before we get into the different effect options that transitions have, I just want to kind of mention that if you bring your cursor over here to the right, and then you right click, it's going to bring up all sorts of different graph options. And what these graph options are is basically how fast the clip on the left will merge into the clip onto the right. So you don't really have to know exactly what's going on here per se. Just know that this affects the speed of how fast the left clip dissolves into the right, or how fast the right clip will start to appear in correlation to how fast this one on the left will disappear. So the best way to think about this, long story short, would be a transition here would be the clip on the left starts at 100% opacity and then fades away into 0 over time. And then the clip on the left starts at 0 opacity or visibility and then goes all the way up to 100% to reveal the clip. So hopefully that made sense. So we're going to go ahead and move into some of the transition effect options. So you'll notice on our panel here, this is what you'll see when you first load up Vegas. Make sure you click on this transitions tab, and you'll get all sorts of different options on the left here. Now, the one that I like to use the most is the flash, but of course, based on your video content, you're going to be able to pick and choose what makes the most sense. But you always want to start with the default, and each of these options are always going to have presets, and that's okay if you want to look through here and pick the one that you like. But I'm going to pick flash, and I really like the soft flash, and I use this a lot when I'm making videos. So I'm going to click and drag into the little crossfade box here. And boom, so there's your effect. So your effect window is going to come up, and before you even do anything in this panel, if we take a look and we click back on the beginning of the transition, and then we could hit like enter, you'll see that a flash will occur versus a dissolve type effect or a crossfade. And from here in this effects panel, you can play around with the settings. So diffusion here is kind of like how blurry the glow is. So if I pump this all the way up to 1, that is going to create a more glowy type effect, which I personally like. Then if you change the tint, this is the color option. Like, so if you want red, you can take a look and see what the red looks like there. And this one's kind of weird, but if you hit these drop down windows here, you can kind of mess with the color options. It's not really obvious which one you have to click on, but if you click on the right box here, you can get all sorts of different glow colors, which is nice. Now, to get rid of the transition, the best way to do it would be to hit this red box. Now, if you X'd out of that, let me drag this back on. If you X'd out of that, you can go over here and click on this little blue icon, and then it will come back up. And you can go ahead and hit X on that. Another way to get rid of this is you can only have one transition at a time. There might be a way I'm not sure about to add a second one, but let's just say you pick the gradient wipe and then you just drag it on top. It will go ahead and overwrite the other transition for you. So that's going to pretty much cover transitions in a nutshell. There are some more advanced options that we could get into, like keyframing. Really not that important for beginners to understand all that. Just know that that's how you do it. You know, these are your options. You can download effects online. Like I've got the BCC effects, which are really cool as well. And they're going to be more advanced and more intricate type effects. So, but that's all for today, and I will see you guys on the next one.